How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I have a Pokemon World Championships PSA submission video for you. I am returning to Worlds for the first time since 2019. I am so excited to see so many of my friends at Worlds, and this year PSA is offering in-person drop-offs at Worlds. So I've cooked up another 72 card submission. I believe this is exactly the same number of cards that was in my last submission just a couple weeks ago. And I will be dropping these off in person to PSA at Worlds. So that's pretty cool. I get to save the worry about about shipping and checking the tracking number just to make sure everything goes well. I'll just fly them there myself. So, without any further ado, let's get into it, and I'll show you off all of these cards that I'm submitting, and we've got some awesome ones in here. We'll start off with this Entei EX from Dark Explorers. I've got a couple of black and white and X and Y era full arts to start off the submission. All of these are not really in the best condition. You can see it's got some wear there, some more wear there. So I would be hoping for 7s or 8s on these cards. I think 9s are probably out of reach, but 7s or 8s I would be very happy with, and those cards those grades sell for quite a bit of money these days. I had an 8 Groudon that I think that was in one of my most recent submissions that I sold for over $900. So these do go for quite a bit. Next up, we got Ho-Oh EX, one of my favorite black and white era full arts. This card is incredible. I love the rainbow pattern in the background. They just don't do the regular full arts the same as they used to. It's kind of sad. But again, this one's got some wear here in the corners. You can just see just a touch here and there. No creases, nothing major, but we're definitely not getting a 10. We're probably not getting a 9. I would be very happy with a PSA 8, even a 7 on these cards. Next up, we got Primal Groudon EX. This is another one that's gone crazy. I've got my 9 listed for I think $850 or so on eBay. Hasn't sold yet, but I've got quite a bit of interest, so I'm assuming it'll sell at some point in the near future. This one I don't think will get a 9. It has the issues that plagued the first print run of Primal Clash on the back, these white flecks. So we're probably looking at an 8 at maximum for this card, but again, that'll still be a couple $100, I would think. So that would be very cool. And another Primal Clash flirt. We got Gardevoir here. This one's off center, left to right. Probably a point for that. The back actually looks pretty clean, so hopefully we get the 9 on this Gardevoir. That would be nice. I'd probably put it in my collection if it did come back with the 9 grade. That would make me quite happy. I do like this card. Or actually, no, I think I do have the Gardevoir in a 10. Yes, I do have that Primal Clash Gardevoir in a 10, luckily. So maybe it wouldn't go in the collection if I got a 9. Next up, we got Deoxys. This is a little off center, so probably a 9 on this is the maximum. But then again, you know, the back looks pretty clean. I think those white specks, yeah, those are just on the card saver there. Hoping for a 9 on this, but I was hoping for a 9 on a lot of my older EX holos in my last one. They came back with 8s and 7s. It was kind of shocking. So hopefully that one does come back with a high grade. Next up, we got this Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno GX Full Art from Hidden Fates. This one is probably going to get a 9 just because of the centering. It's not off by that much, but PSA seems to go by just the outer border outside of this black line when determining the centering, not the full border, which this just exaggerates the issues with centering all that much. So Sun and Moon cards, I've been grading these from the beginning. They were always hard to get 10s on because of centering. I remember sending in a bunch of Ultra Shiny GX cards and getting, 8s, 9s on all of them pretty frequently because of centering. So it's not something that PSA has just started doing now. Although once they did bring in the automated centering, there was a lot less cards that sort of squeaked through with questionable centering. Next up, we got Pikachu VMAX from Lost Origin. Got the gold version here. This one's a little derpy Pikachu. I love the Gigantamax Pikachu. I pulled this myself, so I'm hopeful that this comes back with a 10. It is very clean, and yeah, I think that's... Is that in the... That little white thing is... It's in the card saver. Okay, it's between the sleeve and the card saver, so that's not a problem. That'll get dealt with by PSA. Next up, we got Zapdos EX 151 Special Art. Look at that. That's just incredible. Hoping for a 10 on this. Believe I did pull it myself. We're clean on the back. We're good centering. I see no reason why this card should not be a 10. We love it. Next up, we've got Team Rocket's Tyranitar. This is the Pokemon Center promo version. Got this with a order from the Pokemon Center. I think I just spent $25 worth of stuff on PokemonCenter.com and got this stamped promo, which surprisingly is selling for like I think $400 some odd in a PSA 10. Not 100% on it, but this one looks really clean. I was surprised at exactly how clean this promo looked. Centering looks good. I'm hopeful for a PSA 10 on this. That would be really cool. All right, moving into Japanese cards, we've got a Pikachu from Miracle of the Desert. Awesome Mitsuhiro Arita non-holo artwork there. Really, really cool. Pikachu is just... Any Pikachu card, especially the older Pikachu cards, always has a good, strong fan following. So hopeful for a 10 on this. I think I pulled this out of my complete set, and it looked really nice. So another non-holo here, the Ditto Mr. Mime, the amazing Yukamori art, just so fantastic. I love this artwork, and I love this card, and all of the Dittos from the Holland Research Tower are awesome. Mr. Mime is probably the least exciting out of all of them. You've got like the Squirtle, the Charmander, lots of other cool stuff, but the Mr. Mime is still nice. As always, it wouldn't be a 4th star submission without some EX cards, some old Japanese EX cards. Here we've got some really good ones, actually. This is they're probably not going to get 10s. We got a Registeel EX here. It's got some very light wear in the top there, so probably not going to come back with a 10. But a lot of these Japanese EX cards have reached the point where, you know, in the past, if there was anything that I spotted on these cards, I would, you know, put them to the side and not submit them, because getting a 9, you'd lose money. It was not financially viable to submit. But now, getting a 9 on these older cards, you will make a bit of money, especially because I was buying these for so cheap back in the day. Grading fees have gone up, but so have the price of these cards. So you've got Blissey here, and again, this has, you know, very tiny wear here and there on the top, but this could get a 10, I would say. I would not be surprised if this Blissey came back with a 10. I've got 2 Latios EX from Dragon Frontiers, got the Unlimited Edition. Again, as usual, these will not grade 10s. There's just like some small issues, little bit of wear in the corner down there, if you can see that. Just little things that will knock them down from 10s. But still, again, they're worth it to submit, especially the 1st edition copies. Off-center, as always, with 1st edition Dragon Frontiers. Got some wear along the side there, where my finger is, wear along the bottom, but still could likely pull the PSA 9. Might go down to an 8 just because of the centering and the issues on the back. That would not surprise me as well. I think there's something on this, and just want to make sure it's on the card, or not on the card, and it isn't. All right, here's a big one. Shining Mew. Now, PSA won't see this video, so I can tell you this is a regrade. This is, I think, the 2nd time I've regraded this card. Maybe I'm trying to cheese the system, but both times this card has gotten a 5, and for the life of me, I cannot figure out why. sometimes I think I see something, but then I look closer and I just cannot tell. And this card is so beautiful. If I saw this card in a 10 case, I would not be surprised. The centering is bang on. The card is beautiful. If it does not score a 9 or an 8 or something relatively high at PSA, I might try my luck with another grading company, just because when that card's in a 5 case, it's the cleanest PSA 5 I've ever seen. So, I'd like to have it graded. I'd like to have it in a PSA case, as that is the vast majority of my collection, but we'll see how it does. This Gengar Level X, also a regrade here. This, I'm trying it because it's a 9. I think it was a 9 previously. I think it's really clean, and this card is like over $2,000 in a 10, and I still need a Gengar Level X 10 for my Level X collection. It's like the biggest card that's still left that I need, and I've really been kind of like ignoring that collection goal for a while, partly because of the Gengar, because I just don't want to buy it and it just keeps going up in value. It's just really hard for me to spend that much amount of money on a card, but I'll probably be forced to. We've got a Altamir's Latios. Again, as with a lot of these larger Japanese cards, these are not going to come back with 10s, got some wear here and there, but again, it's worth it if this gets an 8, a 9, something like that. Probably an 8, I would say. And what would Altamir's Latios be without Altamir's Latias? These probably will end up being sold at some point, because I've already I've got both of them in a 10. I've got my Arita signed and sketched versions with, dual auto card 10s, so there's really not much for me left to do with that card. Next up, we got Giratina Full Art from Dragon Blast. This is an awesome card. This black and white has really, really gone crazy recently, and this one's a very clean copy. So hopefully we'll do well on that. Some more black and white EX cards here. We got Mewtwo EX, really nice. Centering's good on this one. I think I actually pulled this one myself when I opened. I think it was a Reshiram special pack or something. This Darkrai EX was also a pulled myself kind of thing from a Reshiram special pack. And yeah, because I pulled them myself, sleeved since opening, really clean, hoping for 10s. And would definitely go in my collection if they were to come back 10s. Next up, we got Yveltal EX from Y Collection. Just look at the texturing on that card. That is incredible. I think these XY era cards are also starting to get more attention. The focus has been on the Mega Evolutions in the market and in people's collecting recently. But I think you're going to start to see a lot of these more kind of, even the XY era Pokemon, the Xerneas, the Yveltals, Greninja, that kind of stuff, really start to see some increased interest. Got Aggron EX Full Art from Gaia Volcano. Really clean. We'll hope for the 10 on this one. And Gallade EX Full Art from Emerald Break. So definitely some XY and black-white ear full arts in here. Definitely not as many as my older submissions. They're so much harder to come by now. They've really dried up. And the rest of this submission is mainly XY ear regular EXs. I have rated my binders, and I've come up with all of the good XY ear EXs to submit to PSA. These are all from when I opened these sets brand new in 2014, 2015. So we got Kyogre EX there, Primal Kyogre EX. Yeah, so when I was opening boxes in 2014, 2015, as I show off the Gardevoir from Tidal Storm, I saved every holo, every EX card, they all got sleeved, they all got put in boxes, in binders, just because that's what I was collecting at the time. I was collecting Modern. And here we are, you know, 11 years later, 10, 11 years later for a lot of these cards, which is insane to think about, but Groudon EX and Primal Groudon EX. Yeah, these cards are worth quite a bit of money. You know, back in the day, it was, you know, $1, $2 for these EX cards. Pretty much what regular EXs are priced at now. They were more valuable back then, more interestingly. Got Mega Aggron there. Into Emerald Break, we got Mega Gallade. But yeah, I saved everything. And over the next couple submissions, you're going to see a lot of that stuff. Of stuff that, Latios and Mega Latios. A lot of stuff that I just saved from way back in the day that is going off to PSA now. You got Rayquaza EX. This is the best Rayquaza EX regular artwork. It's insane. I love it. Amazing Ryota Murayama art there. And of course, can't have Rayquaza without Mega Rayquaza. So there you go. But I'll probably do a video on sort of the state of XY and Black and White at some point soon. Shaman there, because it's really, really amazing what's happening. It's kind of insane the level to which XY has jumped, especially the Mega Evolution cards. We get Mega Sceptile here. So that's partly the reason why so many of these cards are going off at right now, as opposed to me sort of waiting. 2 Mega Ampharos is because the market is at a point where I feel like it's important to capitalize and get these cards out. I've been selling some of my XY era cards, extras, not part of my collection, but you know, just today, I don't know when this video is going to go up, but just today I sold an extra PSA 10 Full Art Mega Rayquaza EX for $3,645. The Japanese version, first edition Full Art, which I think is just ridiculous. Mega Mewtwo, the X version, 3 of them, love that. So it's real. I'll go more in depth in the actual video I'm gonna do. We got 4 Red Flash Mewtwo's, but I just think that XY era, getting these cards in slabs, whether or not I'm going to sell them all, probably not. But it's just, you know, it's the time to do it. Mega Houndoom EX, love that. 2 of those. So yeah, so many of these cards that I've been sort of holding on to for a while. You got the shiny Gyarados EX. 3 of those. It's time to get him graded. Time to see what PSA has to say about him. Espeon EX. And I'm not showing the backs of these cards because, like, these are pack fresh. These are the cleanest of clean. You know, maybe some dust here and there that you might see, but these are all, they're pack fresh. So maybe some 9s here and there just due to centering, and you know, you get a 9 every now and then on, you know, pack fresh Japanese just because. But really hoping that the vast majority of these cards will come back 10s. Mega Scizor EX. Rage of the Broken Heavens. Ho-Oh EX, Rage of the Broken Heavens. Mega Aerodactyl, 2 promos from the Double Mega Break set. And a couple of non-set based Megas. We have the Mega Salamence EX. I've sent off a ton of this card. I bought a ton of it. And, you know, always you wish you bought more, but I did buy a lot of this, and I've been doing fairly well on it. Good grades so far. Mega Blastoise EX, the Generation Starter Pack. Mega Blastoise. That is awesome. So, love that. I would love to open one of those again. That's just, they're probably so expensive these days. Here's one that's really kind of jumped up recently, the Mega Gengar EX, the shiny Mega Gengar EX, the Pokemon Center promo. This one won't be a 10. It's got some slight wear down there, but you know, a 9 on this card, that's still really, really awesome. And we're finishing this submission out with some more Rayquazas. 2 Rayquaza EX from the Rayquaza Mega Battle Starter Deck thing, whatever, XYD. So there we go, 72 cards that are going off to PSA, a wide variety of stuff, all the way from black and white full arts to X and Y. Not a lot of super modern stuff. I'm still holding off on a lot of my ultra modern Japanese. You know, I've got a bunch of V-Star Universe that eventually needs to go off. Got a lot of new SARs and stuff which are eventually going to go off. But it's all coming down the track at some point, and it'll come down pretty quickly because I'm ramping up with the PSA grading and the PSA return, so that's going to be exciting to see. So thank you all very much for watching. If you're going to Pokemon Worlds, let me know and I will try to find you there. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and stick around for more videos.